So I wanted to make this video called Partying and Bullshitting, and I felt the need to make this video because of what I'm going through right now. Right now, I'm writing my first self-published book called Memoirs of a Forgotten Child, and right now I'm in the editing stages, and I'm at the last leg of the editing stages, so I feel like I know that it's coming, so I'm kind of getting distracted by other things that are totally don't pertain to what I'm doing, and I feel myself like constantly trying to get myself refocused. I wanted to make a video and share what I'm going through, and maybe you guys are going through the same thing. Now, the concept of partying and bullshitting, if you've never heard of that song from Biggie back in the day that went like party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit, but no, this is not that video. To help me organize, I have everything written down, and I also have an alarm clock that goes off and tells me at this certain time I should be doing X, Y, and Z, and it also lets me know what's coming up. So I have the alarm clock, I have a calendar with the same thing, I have everything stacked in my head. Now, the reason why I have 3 things is that I incorporate them into organizing myself, because it's easy for me to be like, okay, I'm doing this right now, so I'm just going to put these other things on hold. But if I have constant reminders of letting me know that, okay, you got 10 more minutes of doing whatever you're doing to move on to the next thing, I'm more able to be more productive. Editing, it's a trip in itself, because not only do you have to know that you're using the right words and their right definition, but you also have to go through the grammar Nazi of grammar. Like, you have to make sure that the punctuations are right, and it's having the tone of voice that you want, which is difficult because I've always been able to write. That wasn't even an issue. It's just making sure that it sounds right and it goes in a certain way that I know that I get it, so that y'all can get it. And I use a software program called Grammarly, which is really good because it not only helps you with words such as there, and there, it makes sure that you have your commas, your periods, your colons, and so much more in place, so it looks more polished. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like to party and I do like to bullshit. Not as much as I did when I was younger, because I could bullshit the whole day away. But you have to have a good relax. You have to have a good balance of kicking it and just enjoying it and getting back to work and doing what you want to do. I have to write in time to relax, because if it was me, I wouldn't relax, and then I would be burnt out. What I do to relax is listen to music, hanging out, shopping, the regular. I don't do the clubbing thing. I don't do the out-of-pocket thing, like, oh, I just had a real effed up weekend. If y'all do that, that's cool, but me personally, I don't go all out and show my complete ass. I don't do that. With me, I don't have a lot of static in the background. That means there's no TV in the background. That means that I keep going through my phone at a minimum, because knowing me, I could be like, oh, I'm taking a minute, I'm just going to see something. And a minute turns into 20 minutes of YouTube videos. So I know for me, the less stimuli, the more I can be productive. But don't get me wrong, I do have time to watch YouTube videos if I want to, or listen to music. I incorporate that, but I make sure it doesn't take away from the priority. I don't do the whole breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't have set time for that. It's whenever I'm hungry or whatever I feel like eating, I go eat it. But even with that, I incorporate it into working and being productive, because my overall goal is to have this accomplished and have the ebook version out in February, and then have my physical copy out in May, which is my birthday. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. And throughout the series of making YouTube videos, I'll let you know how I even get that accomplished. Like right now, I am in the process of getting my logo done for social media. So if you are not following me on Facebook, follow me at VCINE. And if you are not following me on Twitter, it's VIE_SI_me. And if you're not following me on Instagram, it's VIEISME. So follow me. With self-publishing comes its ups and downs, and I will detail that later on in a video. But it's really rewarding, because you don't have to cut anybody. You're in total control, but with having total control, everything is on your shoulders. So what gets delayed, you can't be mad at anybody but yourself, and what isn't necessarily up to par is all on you. So it's what you make of it, just like life. Even with the organization, it's kind of fluid. I don't make sure that's a rigid schedule because life happens and things happen. Sometimes I think I'm going to do editing, and I've come to find out I'm not really doing editing. I'm doing YouTube videos, which in itself is strenuous. But it's cool to see a finished product, so I don't really bug about it. And the reason why I'm going hard with editing and making sure the first thing I do when I wake up, the last thing I do when I go to sleep, is because I'm young. I'm 23. And this is my prime. And for people in my generation, this is our prime. Whatever we make of it is basically what's going to be the stepping stone to your life. Like, you could either trick it off and just party and kick it with your friends, or you could take it seriously and accomplish what you want to accomplish, because every minute someone's turning 18 out in this world, and every minute someone is working harder to establish and do what they want to do. So you want to be that person establishing themselves. You do not want to be the 40-year-old chick at the club thinking that you can compete with the 18-year-old. Yes, your body is bad, but she's 18. You know, you don't want to be that guy who is tricking off his life, and you wake up and you realize that your life hasn't really amounted to anything. You haven't really accomplished anything, and all you have to show for it is stubs of going to concerts or sloppy one-night stands, which doesn't amount to anything. And being as a young black youth, we don't have the opportunities as other people. Other people have groups that are looking out for them, like the Asians have Asian businesses in Chinatown, and whites have, you know, white supremacy. They're looking out for them. But you as a black person, you don't have those options, especially you being young. You're coming into the world competing with the baby boomers who are still out in the job force. You're competing with other people in their groups who are established, who have an economic background. You cannot afford to party and bullshit like you thought you could, and you cannot afford to live your life vicariously through your favorite entertainer because your favorite entertainer established themselves. You have not. So with partying and bullshitting, you have to focus and establish yourself the first priority, but balance yourself. Don't burn yourself out too much with what you want to do and not have it time to breathe and just relax. But don't make relaxing your end all be all. Now, if you want to be an event planner, or you want to be a DJ, you want to do certain things that kind of intermingle with kicking it, then cool. But even with that, there's a certain way you got to go about it. It's not just, I'm going to be at the bar drinking and dancing. That's not how you make it do what it do. What I will say is, whatever you want to do in life, whether it's a DJ, whether it's a lawyer, research the heck out of that thing, and also find a way to make it a profit. Now, if you're really good at music and you're really good at mixing, find a way to make that into a profit. If you like watching video games, try not into making a profit. Whatever you like in life, turn that into a profit, because that's what everybody else does. So especially with black people, we kind of relate to that. Turn it into a profit, because I'm not going to give you advice that I wouldn't do or I haven't taken, but what I will say is that find your passion in life and go for it, and don't stop. Whatever it is, just go for it. I didn't think I was going to end up being a self-published writer. I went to school for psychology, which psychology actually helps with writing the book to get into the mindset of me at that time and the mindset of other people. But I'm not asking you how do you feel and if I could prescribe you medication. I'm not doing that, and to be honest, that's not really what I want to do either. So with that being said, though college has helped me get to me today and get me to realize my passion, it's not what I went to school for. Find whatever your passion is in life, go for it, tackle that thing down, and make it do what it do, because life is about what you do with it. Whatever circumstances you come from, whatever circumstances that have delayed you, is up to you to make life whatever you want of it. So take advantage of it and don't stop. In the comments below, let me know what helps you. Let me know what tips and tricks you have when it comes to organizing. What do you do to relax? Do you bullshit? Do you party? And if you do, does it take more time than actually establishing yourself and making a career for yourself or going out for your dreams? Comment, rate, subscribe, share, and this is my video. So be blessed, and I am out.
party and bullshit and